Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is my next smartwatch review. This is going to be the F12 smartwatch. The company that sent this to me is Rogbid, and this is their Rowatch 4. So if you've not seen my reviews before, that's a shame, and you can fix that right away. Go to my fitness tracker and smartwatch reviews playlist on YouTube. And if you've not seen any of my reviews, then you don't know. I'm going to take this out of the box, show you what comes in here, and then go charge it up and then wear it for several days and give you my full, fair, and honest review. This watch was sent to me by the company, and in exchange for a full, fair, honest review. So now at this point I can say whatever I want to, but here is a charging cable. It's going to be a magnetic charger that pops onto the back of the watch. The watch itself, which is that familiar rectangular shape, I think it will look pretty good on the wrist. It's a little bit big, so it might not, might be a little overwhelming if you've got a small wrist, but I think it'll be okay for mine. And that magnetic charger will clip on here. And of course you saw the instruction manual, and that's it. That's all that comes in the box. So let me go charge this up, wear it, put it through its full paces here, come back with my thoughts and insights, but I will press and hold the button to see if there is any battery life out of the box. Yes, it is saying hello. So I will go through the setup here, and oh, that's kind of a neat screen. And let's press and hold, see what other screens are here. Yeah, nice, bold, easy to read display. I like that. So let me charge this up, and I'll come back through the magic of editing in just a few seconds, but it looks like it's going to have heart rate, SpO2, music controller, and I'll get in all the functions in just a few seconds after I've worn it a few days. It's got a 2.02-inch curved screen. It's curved on the edges, and I like that look. I now have a watch that matches my old Samsung Galaxy 8 Plus smartphone with the rounded edges. I like that a lot. It's 328 by 380 pixel resolution, so it's high def, easy to read. It's Bluetooth compatible, so when you connect to your smartphone via Bluetooth Low Energy, you can use it as a speakerphone. It's got a microphone and a speaker built in. It's got a lot of functions and features in here. It's IP67 waterproof, which means it's essentially splash resistant. It's not for swimming or putting underwater. It's got a 300 milliamp hour battery for long life and 100 plus sports modes. Let's get into the watch. You see the setting I found here where when the screen goes into sleep mode, you still get some hour hands so you can just glance at your watch at any time to see what time it is. We can go into the settings and change that. We can just turn off that feature, and that will now not show those hands to save a little bit of battery life, and you'll see that go dark there in a second. So that's a pretty cool feature that I haven't seen in too many of these devices. We press that button to bring the display on, and we can actually spin that crown to look at the various watch faces available here. This is the one you see in a lot of their advertising, and that one too, sort of a blue camouflage look to it. This one's kind of neat. I like the colors of that, but my favorite, as you know if you watch my reviews, is basically a simple design or display that shows me the time in big letters as much as possible. We press that button again, and this gets us into our various modes. There's our heart rate. I'll let this take a measurement in real time, but it will do your heart rate on demand. We'll let it go, and you can see how long this takes. Alright, there you go, 97 beats per minute. I get a little excited when I do these videos. But there's your sleep, your steps, breath training. You can relax and time your breathing. It's got some games in here. I don't play games with a smartwatch. It will do blood oxygen saturation. It will do blood pressure. It will get you into exercises, and it's got over 100 sports modes in here. So there's lots and lots of options if you're doing that. Voice assistant, you can control your music from your phone when tethered via Bluetooth Low Energy. Here's where you can make and receive calls from the watch. This is where this is your dial pad to place calls. Again, you have to be tethered to Bluetooth with your phone, but this works as a good speakerphone when you're within Bluetooth range of your phone. Your call logs. All right, I cleared that. Find your phone, physiological cycle tracking for the women out there. You can use this as a remote camera trigger. You can change your watch faces. These are the ones available. And here's the blood sugar feature. And before you ask if this is accurate, any of these medical type numbers that it generates, I will tell you, no. It says right here, this product is an electronic monitoring product, not as a medical reference, and the data is for reference only. So these things are not to be treated as medical devices, because they are not, and you should not trust your health to any data this or any of these smart health watches generate. The non-invasive glucose monitoring is sort of the holy grail for diabetics. Don't trust it from these non-invasive smartwatches yet, but it will generate a number, and I suppose if you just kind of want to see how your blood sugar goes up and down in a relative sense, it might be useful for that, but don't trust the readings as accurate or absolute, and diabetics don't make any health decisions based on this watch. It's got a stopwatch, calculator. You can pull in weather from your smartphone. It will give you the forecast today and over the next few days. Your position, again, pulling that from the phone. QR code, that's for the app. And you can get into your settings and modify a lot of different settings, language, the screen on and off time, and a lot of that type stuff. Swipe up from the bottom. Here is where you can get into some more settings. Here's the brightness for the watch. Here are some settings. And let me show you one thing here. The watch, the menu styles. If you go into face one, it's more of like an Apple Watch type of display. A lot of people like this display. And I guess once you know what all the icons mean, it would be much easier to just glance at it and tap on what you want. My personal preference is where I had it, which is style 4, where you get sort of a true menu with everything labeled rather than just icon. Let's go through the main functions. We turn that on, we swipe left. Here's your progress bar over the course of the day. Here is your heart rate that you can just let it go and take it on demand, or it will measure it automatically when you're in an exercise mode. There's your SpO2 or blood oxygen saturation. Here's your music controller. There's your weather. Here's your sleep, and then back to the beginning. Let's go swipe down. Here's a message that I sent to myself, basically just to test the texting feature, and it works. It'll pull in your messages and calls when tethered via Bluetooth. So that all works really well. I like the looks of this thing. It really looks good on my wrist. I'm a big fan of it. Let's look at the app. The app is called vFit. It will give you your steps for the day, your kilocalorie burn estimate, your estimated distance moved, activity time. Here's where it records your exercises. I did a couple gym exercises here, workouts. Here's a weightlifting one that I did. And it will track your time engaged in the activity, estimate a kilocalorie burn again, your steps, average heart rate, and it'll take your heart rate throughout the measurement, and it will tell you how much time you spend in each of the heart rate zones. I like the sports analysis that this gives me. So that's all pretty good. I like it. We go back to the main part of the app. Here's our heart rate, and this is, you have to manually take these measurements unless you're engaged in one of the sports modes. Here's your sleep tracking. Okay, got a little bit high that day, a little bit low that day, but in general, it does a really good job at sleep tracking. I like it. It tells you the amount of time engaged in deep sleep versus light sleep. Here's the blood pressure measurement. And again, you have to take these on demand. It does not automatically do these overnight or any given intervals. You can do heart rate. You can set that to take your heart rate every 15 minutes continuously, but that will greatly reduce your battery life if you do that. Here's your blood oxygen saturation. And, we can go back to other days, and it'll give us our readings, minimum, maximum. All right, and here's your blood glucose. It gives you the reading in millimoles per liter. If you want to get to the other units, just multiply that number by 18. It gives you your lowest, your highest, and you can go back through the days here. If you only do one measurement, it will be obviously the high and the low measurement. And, you know, again, this is not a medical device. Don't treat it as such, but it does have this feature. That's it for the app. You can get into your sports modes and do that from your phone. You can do some custom dials. You can download new dials. I've been wearing it for 5 days now, and the battery life is still at 50%, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's got great battery life. Here's where you can turn on and off in-timing calls and messages and whatnot. You can remind yourself to drink water. You can remind yourself to get up and move. And then there are some personal settings here. You can set goals. So that's it for the app. It's pretty basic, but it gets the job done. So there you have it. It's the Rogbid Rowatch 4, otherwise known as the F12 smartwatch. I really like it. It's got a ton of features for the money. It's just a beautiful looking display, easy to read. It does a lot of good stuff in here. I think the company is going to provide me with a coupon code or a discount code. I'll drop that in the description below. You can go check out all the rest of my smartwatch reviews on my YouTube channel, on my fitness tracker and smartwatch review playlist. All of this supports my kayaking endeavors. I am a kayaker, and I will do reviews of basically anything health and fitness related that will help me in my kayaking or in my fitness journey, and smartwatches definitely fall into that category, so that's why I bring these to you. Sometimes these companies send them to me in exchange for a full, fair, honest review. Sometimes I just go buy the latest and greatest thing with my own money. This one, again, the fine people at Rogbid did send it to me. If you like this review, go check out that fitness tracker and smartwatch playlist on YouTube. And if you want to check out my kayaking adventures or look at my high-end racing and fitness kayak designs, check me out at davethekayaker.com. Thank you very much. I will be back later in the week with yet another smartwatch review.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from davethekayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.